Hello, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be my April Boxycharm unboxing. I guess you could say this is April's April Boxycharm unboxing. I need more coffee. If you guys want to see what I got in this month's box, grab your snack, grab your coffee. I've got mine, and let's jump into it. Oh, something's wrong with my chair. Okay, anyways. This month's theme is Boxy Festival, and I actually didn't get the insert, like the little card that usually comes with your Boxycharm. I got mine through my email. It came with the tracking email, but I didn't look at it. I didn't click on it, so I would still be surprised when I got my actual box in the mail, which I sanitized 3 times. And I'll just insert what the card looks like, and I'll flash it on the screen somewhere here so you guys could see what it looks like. I don't know if everyone gets it via email now. I saw some unboxing videos and they did get it, which is weird. But anyways, this look that I have on, I actually used all of the products in my box except for one, and I'll explain why later. And this month's video, I'm going to do it in a little bit of a different style. I recorded myself using all these items while I was doing my makeup, and then I'll try to like insert it down here or here. I don't know, I'm not that good at editing, but I'll try to make it happen just so you guys can see them in action. But I wanted to also like talk about it with like retrospect. Ooh, big words. Did I even use that right? I don't know. Someone's gonna comment it. I don't know. Probably my sister. Anyways, the first thing that I got in my box was the Benefit POREFESSIONAL Pore Primer. It's smoothing. It's supposed to be smoothing, and it's supposed to minimize the look of pores. And this product has been around forever, and this retails for $32, which is more than the box already. I don't think I have the worst looking pores. That's why I don't really gravitate towards like smoothing primers or anything. And I also don't necessarily love the feel of like the slippy silicone on my face. I used it today, and I do kind of see a little bit of a difference. It does look a little bit more smooth, especially when I put powder on top. But I used my CYO foundation on top of it, which has a very natural finish. I figured if I was going to try a foundation with it, I didn't want it to be like overly matte or overly glowy, because then I wouldn't really get to see like how the primer would work. That one was just kind of like, meh. I could have done without it, but I don't absolutely hate it. I know that if you didn't get this one, you could have gotten like the hydrating version, which I think I would have liked more, just because I like the feeling of a hydrating primer more than a smoothing one. I can't stop drinking coffee. It's my second one today. And the second item in my box was the iconic London Illuminator drops, which I was so excited for. Honestly, I'm gonna say it now, this is my favorite product in the box. And as you can see, I used it under my foundation. And oh, I love this so much. It's so great. It looks intense and it looks so blinding. I just put some on the back of my hand right now just to show you guys how pretty it is. Like, look at that. I know my lights are a little bit brighter, but I think you can still see that, right? Oh, it's so good. I just feel like I wasted that. Let me put some on. And I did also use it on top of my foundation. It worked well both ways. I really like this under my foundation because it did shine through, as you guys can see in the clip, but it also works really nicely on top with your finger or with your sponge, even on top of powder, so that's really nice. And this retails for $41, and I've been eyeing this product for a while now. I just never bought it because it's $40 for a highlighter, and I just couldn't justify it. So that was really cool. For me, that kind of made my whole box. Oh, and by the way, I got the shade Original, which I'm really happy because this is the best color for my skin tone. Okay, this coffee is too distracting. I should never ever film with coffee because this is what's gonna happen. 30 minutes of footage, just me downing my coffee. Anyways, next product in the box is this palette by ZOEVA. This is the TAUPE palette, and when I first saw this, I was kind of like, meh, because this is not the kind of colors that I like to go for. It's super like cool toned and more purple. I just feel like these colors were a little too light for me, and they kind of looked, I don't want to say chalky, and I don't want to say ashy because that's just the nature of the colors, and that doesn't speak exactly to the formula of the product. These feel very smooth. They feel very thin. Like when you press, especially into the mattes, they feel almost like a translucent face powder. They feel very thin, very finely milled. They don't feel super buttery in the sense where it's like, it feels like rich when you're swatching them. And I tried to use every single shade in the palette. The only shade that I really feel like showed up in my crease or my outer V was the shade Exquisite right here, which is the darkest shade in the palette. I use this shade Hour by Hour to kind of just set my my primer. I used my MAC paint pot. And then I used Gallery to try to like build up a crease shade, but oh my goodness, it didn't show up at all. And it totally gave me like 90s eyeshadow vibes where it's just like super light. And I didn't really like it just because of how my skin tone kind of like reacts with these colors. It's not the best, it's not the most flattering. I'm not saying I don't like purples, but I like more like warm purples, more like reddy purples and darker purples. I feel like they look really good on my skin tone, but not this kind of purple. So these two basically didn't even show up. This was really nice. This one kind of just is like a standard mauve-y purple. It has a little bit more warmth to it than the rest of the palette. So I really like this. I kind of focused this on the outer part of my eye and kind of like into my crease to give it a little bit of warmth because I was starting to look just no. And then these two colors, I tried to put them on my lid, but they look very, very similar. They look similar on the pan and they look similar on the eyes as well. And then this shade right here called Handmade, it has a very like warm pinkish undertone and like flip to it. So I put that on my brow bone just to kind of put some warmth back into like this area of my eye. And these two light shimmer shades right here, Spun Pearl and Shears, and I really don't know how to say that word, so I'm going to flash it on the screen or something because I'm not about to butcher that. So I did a mix of these two and I put it in my inner corner and it gave like the coolest like purple flip, and I really liked these shades. I was so surprised when I was putting them on because I normally don't really like colored inner corners. I'm just not that kind of makeup wearer, but I was pleasantly surprised. And as I was using this, I also used these brushes along with it. This is the Lavish brush set, and there's 5 pieces in here. And by the way, the ZOEVA palette was $28, and the Lavish 5-piece neon eye brush collection is $29.99. What? Okay. Oh, by the way, this is one of the choice items, and I didn't choose this. I chose the Elemis like Cica Repair Hydration Juice or something like that, and I still got a palette. This is the second time that that's happened to me, so I don't know what's happening with Boxycharm. And I did reach out to them the first time it happened to me, and they're like, okay, yeah, we'll send out the replacement product and you can keep the mistake or the wrong product that was sent to you. And I don't want to sound like a brat, but I was just so disappointed that it happened again, and I still haven't gotten the replacement product from like February. I understand like there's so much bigger problems in the world. If this has happened to me, I'm sure it's happened to like other people as well. I mean, I don't really, you know, I'm paying, at the end of the day, I'm paying $25 for a box that's worth so much more. So it's not like the biggest deal in the world. It's not the end of the world, obviously. But it's a little disappointing. Like, why do you give me a choice if you're going to send me the wrong palette or the wrong item? But anyway. And the last item in the box were these Battington lashes in the in the style Harlow 3D Silk Lashes. And it does come with a mini lash glue. And this is what it looks like. And they are very pretty lashes. I just couldn't get myself to use them today because I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to save that when the world opens back up. And I don't mind them. I don't mind getting lashes. I was just kind of like, what am I going to use it for? And these lashes cost, at retail price, $31. What in the world? Ugh. Okay. I mean, that's cool. I'm not complaining. But like, for lashes? I don't know. I feel like this current situation in the world has reshaped a lot of people's thinking with how they spend their money. And I was gonna cancel my Boxycharm, but my husband so lovingly was like, no, you know, that's the one thing you're gonna have, and I don't want you to be sad. Just promise me that you'll make a video. So this is for you. And I'm really thankful for that. It did cheer me up. And I did feel so much better. For the past couple of days, I've been just in a slump, and putting makeup on and like developing thoughts on new makeup, I don't know why, that just makes me so happy. And like filming and like setting up to film. By the way, do we like this? Do you guys like this lighting? Do you guys like this setup? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know also if you get Boxycharm, what you guys got, what you liked, what you hated. Variation number is 24. And it does tell you in the little box right here. Why am I even trying to show you my phone? You're not gonna see it. I've had too much coffee. This month's box is like okay for me. This is definitely the standout product, and I will definitely be using that regularly when we get back to life. This I kind of had like meh. This one's okay. I could do without it, but I like that it did push me to use purples. And actually, if you have the same problem with taupey or purpley tones that don't work for you, especially if you're within my skin tone, like the medium range or even deeper, actually, what I like to do is when it's all done and I just feel like it looks so frosty and it looks so like 90s model-esque, like especially within like this area where it just looks so stark, I actually just take my bronzer, whatever bronzer you're using that day, and then I would just take a fluffy brush and I would just take this and I would actually just run it over top of the eyeshadow that you already have on, and it just warms up the eye look without giving like an extra color. Because you're already using that bronzer on your face, it just kind of looks like toned down. You'll like tone down the coolness of the eyeshadow without adding another color and without messing with the color too much, but it just makes it a little bit more wearable and a little bit more like complementary to my skin tone. So if you have that same problem, try that tip. Also for blush, because it's so cool on the eyes, I like to actually layer a warm orangey blush, and I would put that and I would just blow it like a more blown out blush look, like from like here to here, but very lightly. And then I would go over top with a more cool tone blush like this one, just kind of in like certain areas so that it looks more harmonious, but also not too cool for your actual undertone. So those are just some tips to make unwearable eyeshadow looks look more wearable for your skin tone. And especially if you have subscription boxes and you never know what you're gonna get. If you get something that you think is not gonna work for you, try some of these tips, especially with eyeshadow. You can always try to make something work even though at first it doesn't. Anyways, that's all for this video. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know what you got in your Boxycharm if you get Boxycharm. Let me know what you guys think of these tips. If you try them, please let me know. Don't let me know if they don't work for you. That would be very sad. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also follow me on Instagram if you guys want to. All that stuff will be down below. Bye!